What's up, everybody? I'm George Kill, Associate Editor at NiceKicks.com, and today we're here to share with you the latest in our sneak peek series. This time we give you an installment from our recent trip to LA. DJ Skee invited us into his home to get a sneak peek inside his closets. That's with an S, closets. Even at the age of 29, he has one of the finest and deepest collections we've seen to date. This is just part one. Okay, we're out here in sunny LA with DJ Skee. What's up, man? How you doing?
Life is good, man. A little under the weather, but it's all good. You guys are up here, so I'm gonna show you something special.
Yeah, I heard you have like a ton of closets.
A couple.
So we want to see everything.
I don't think we're gonna have time for everything. That might be like a 3-day episode, non-stop, without edits. So we'll show you what we can, though.
Okay, cool. Let's go check out the main room.
Let's start over here. In here, this is one of my bedrooms, and I mean, we can literally start anywhere. So, Jordan, a lot of Jordan 1s over here. We'll take some of these out because these are the ones. These are the numbered black and blue ones. I got a few pairs of these because I loved them, and these actually came with a Jordan keychain. And the cool thing about these, you can actually see they're numbered out of 50,000. So you're not going to get these on the new ones. And they've held up real well over the time period. So love those shoes, classics. Got a bunch of those. So we got the black and red version. Same things. These have the chain individually numbered on the inside. These ones are only out of like 38,000. So these ones were more limited at the time. Right now, let's take it to some 3s. I wasn't a huge fan of the 2s, so I don't have a ton of 2s. I got a couple of them, but for the 3s, these are some of my favorite ones ever, the mocha ones. And a lot of people didn't like these when they were originally released, but I grabbed a couple pairs, and there's something that just, you know, especially when Jordan comes out with colors like this, it's just great to see, you know, different things because it's not the traditional black and red and black and blue. The things that you can go with anything, and it provides a whole new opportunity outfit. So
what's 5 shoes in here that we couldn't find in any other closet?
Man, well, I'll take you over there in a second, but if we go over here, I just showed these on my Skee Locker. I'm doing this 365 day one. So it's a silver block box, which means it's, you know, part of the first time they were retroing stuff. It's a Retro Plus. This is one of my favorite color of the 4s. Now these are beat up because I've worn the hell out of them over the years, but still one of my favorite colorways and one of my favorite shoes. It's the white, navy, and Columbia Jordan 4s. Just a great shoe. I've literally walked across New York City. I remember I wore those when I was getting a job with Steve Rifkin when I flew out to meet with him when I was like 16 years old and stuff, and walked all across New York in those back in the day. So these are original. These aren't ones that like, people are like, oh, you made it and then came up and went out and had all these. Most of these shoes are ones that I've had since day one. Like, I'll take it back to the original Jordan 12s. Now, you're like, this is a Nike box. Well, that's how the Jordans came. These are the original ones from '97. I loved them until they re-retroed them. I was glad they re-retroed them because I was able to get some new pairs, but you gotta love it, like the classics. Oh, these are dope. They haven't come out. I forgot I had these. They were black and indigo 14s. You won't find these ones. And these were another ones that a lot of people didn't love at the time, but I always thought they were really dope, and now people are going crazy over them because you can't get them. And I remember as a kid, I always wanted, you know, I always wanted some crazy shoes I saw. I think there were some Barclays I really wanted, but my mom wouldn't let me get them. She said we couldn't afford them and all that stuff. And she took me to Payless and was like, oh, I'll give you some custom stuff, and it's the same thing, and blah, blah, blah. And ever since that, I think that's what fueled my addiction, because ever since then, I've been a fiend. And then finally, the first pair I was ever able to buy were some Jordan 10s. So it was the all-black stealth ones. I got those as the first time, like, you know, I spent over $100 for a pair of shoes. I think they were $120 at the time. And that's when I was like, oh, these are dope. But we'll come over here. I'll show you the ones that really got me going crazy. The next year, these dropped. Jordan 11 Concords. And then the shoe I could never get as a kid were these ones. Because I went right after school the day they came out, and they sold out that morning. Jordans used to not sell out as fast. Now it's like, dude, you put up anything and they sell out like that. You used to be able to have a chance to get these. These sold out by noon, which at the time was insane and super fast. So I never got my hands on them until the retros came out, and I bought them all since then. So I'd definitely say it's the 11 that got me into it. And speaking of 11s, I put these up in Skee Locker recently. These are sick, and people slept on them at the time. So these ones haven't even been laced. I got a couple pairs of them, but this one hasn't. They're still like literally dead stock. The Jordan 11 snakeskin lows. Let's see. Of course, we got the original cool grays. These aren't like the retro ones. We got the retro ones. Wait till you see all the retro ones, but original cool grays. Still dead stock, literally. Let's see. I mean, we got so much stuff here. We could sit here for forever. Oh, Jordan 11. I got a bunch of the original low tops. Now, this was actually a women's one. I bought it in a 13 because I'm like a 11 and a half, 12, and from here. This is one you're not gonna see. A lot of people aren't familiar with it, so it's like a white and silver. Actually women's one, but I was like, I don't care, they're dope, nobody's gonna know. And I could wear these, and if I didn't tell you that, nobody would know, and just a classic right there. We'll just go through these quick. Like Columbia Blue, white Varsity Red low top, white Zen Gray low top. They're starting to yellow a little. You got the silica packs in there.
I think what people want to know right now is, what don't you have? What's the shit out there that you're looking for?
Man, I'd say it'd be some like crazy exclusive or custom or player edition or something. Not any real like general release or anything else that kind of came out with that.
And speaking of customs, I've seen you on the Skee Locker. Like you posted some customs, so show me some of those.
We got a few. You know, we'll start with some Nike IDs. So this is when Nike ID first started. We got one of these. We made some Air Max 95s. I'm trying to find some cool colors. Well, these ones are crazy. Now you might think I'm nuts, but whenever I wear these, people go crazy. And you can't make them, I don't think, in this colorway anymore on Nike ID because they always change their stuff up. But it says Skee on there. You see, they actually look crazy on your feet. Nike, you should actually really think about releasing these. I'm a huge, huge Air Max head, believe it or not. So we have so many Air Maxes. Like we can go through. Let's start with the 95s. We can pick up. These are a sick pair. So these are some original ones. They're yellowed. I wore them a lot, but some white, navy blue, and Columbia ones. Just so you can see, I've been doing it. You see the original Nike boxes. One of my favorite Air Max 95s ever. I have multiple pairs of those. It's an original colorway. It's like the aqua green, or what's it called? The new green. Love these. Let's see. You got these ones are dope too. These are some originals. All white and black. I still never even laced these. I forgot I had these. Too. Crazy. Thank you guys for coming because I'm realizing all the stuff that I have. We can go through some Air Max. These are dope. Let's see. Originals, and not like the new ones that came out, but the original ones. Let's see, Air Max 97, Air Max 90. Dude, we got so many things. We got Air Maxes, Griffies, Foamposites, Shocks. We got, Roche Runs. All these over here are pretty much all Griffies, from Griffy Max 1, Griffy Max 2, Total Griffy Max 99s. You name it, we have it. Air Max Juniors even. So this whole shelf is just all Foamposites from, you name it. I mean, we got all the general ones. Those are this is the first time they retroed the Foamposite Pro, I believe. And it's funny, I got these actually, first time I went to Nike was in like 2002 or 2003. And look at that price. From the employee store, so I got the discount. Shout out to Nike for hooking it up back then. But grabbed a few of those. Of course, we got the Foamposite B, so you guys have all seen those. And then, pretty much all the foams that have come out over the years. I won't bore you with them because anybody could see them and look them up online.
You've spent a lot of time in New York. You've also spent a lot of time in LA.
Yeah.
So kind of talk about the differences between like the footwear in those two places.
I mean, I was born in New York, lived everywhere growing up, from Texas to Florida to Minneapolis, which is really where I grew up. But the way I got known in the industry was under Stretch Armstrong. I used to, go out to New York and hang with him, and he's the one that introduced me to Steve Rifkin, who at the time was the CEO of Loud Records. And I used to get Steve a bunch of shoes and all that stuff. That's how I really built with him. And from there, I got connected with Fat Joe. Used to get him a ton of stuff. And I really, I always thought I was going to go to New York. That's where my hometown was. And when I came out west, Air Forces were cracking just because they'd kind of gone over everywhere else, but it was more about, there was a lot of people on like the Jordan 3s, a lot of the lighter colors and stuff too, because the weather's nicer, so you can get away with, we were wearing shorts, so I'd say more like, lighter colored shoes, different ones, even, wearing more running and training type shoes and stuff, so that's kind of the difference. Any hints on what this is? Any guesses?
What is that?
Now this is like quadruple boxed, as they should be, so. Let's shake all these off.
Oh, wow.
Now, of course we got these. We had to do it. So the Air Mags, if you don't know, they light up. And I definitely bought these too from the auction because my grandfather died of Parkinson's, so it was a real, you know, close thing to me and something important. So I figured I wasn't only just getting a shoe, I was donating to a great cause. So that's why I went crazy and had to get these. In addition to them being Air Mags. So I wore them once when I first got them, but since then they've been sitting in the box. I just wore them around the first day I had them just to see what they were like and just to wear them, but since then they've been tucked away. Like, it's tough. That's my biggest thing. Like, I have so many shoes, but the crazy thing about most of these is they've never been worn, especially because when I like something, like, I'm a little crazy. Whether you see these 11s, you'll see how many pairs I have, but if I like something, I buy multiple pairs of them just because, you know, you can only wear them a few times before they get screwed up. So now, we'll come in here, and this room is kind of where I have some of my more exclusive stuff. So somebody just made me these and dropped them off, the Skee TV Converse ones, so shout out to them. Now this right here, my brother, Freehand Prophet, he's a beast. Look him up right now if you haven't already. So he's known for doing these masks, and this is one of the craziest ones he's done because usually he takes a pair of shoes, but for this one, it's inspired by the KD4 N7s, which is the whole, you know, give back Native American community, how every piece is, hold on. In every deliberation, we must consider the impact of our decisions on the next 7 generations. So it's kind of a cool feature that we took this. So we actually have 2 different pairs with both the white one and the black one. So this is made from 4 specific shoes, and it's just a crazy mask. You can check it in his book right now, but he's a beast. These are some of my favorites. Black 3M. Jordan 5s, and everybody's like, wait, this came as a pack. Why do you have a Jordan box? They're fake. No. In Europe, they came out in 2 different ways, and I got these in the Olympics this summer. I was walking around, I went to Paris after the Olympics, and I was walking around France, walked into a shoe store that had some crazy stuff, and they had these. And then it came in this box. I was like, let me check it out, it's fake. And I looked it up online. I didn't even realize at the time, so if you're learning first, don't worry. In Europe, they didn't come out as a pack, they came out individually, so 100% real. No worries there. These are some of my favorite shoes ever, I think, if it's the right one. And not because they were the most exclusive, they're tough to get, but just because they're so classic and the material and the way they look. Oh wait, not those, sorry. One more. Here we go. Bruce Springsteen. I mean, it's a Dunk SB, which is they're more comfortable than the Dunks just because of the way they're made, but just the materials on this. It's like jeans, it's like a dark silver, gray, red, white, and blue, patriotic. Just one of the best shoes ever made, in my opinion. Now, do you want to get to some of the crazy stuff right now, or you want to hold off? All right.
I want to see the crazy stuff.
We'll warm it up.